Hello again, everyone, and thanks very much for joining us. As a native of Canada, Jennifer Granholm could never be President of the United States, but as a naturalized citizen of 30 years, she could be and was a two-term governor of Michigan. Her tenure ended just short months ago. She accepted a position as professor of law in California, but also a position with the Pew Charitable Trust as its leading spokesperson, senior advisor on clean energy, an advocacy position that brings her here to the Clinton School of Public Service, Arkansas being her very first stop in her new capacity. Governor Granholm, thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you for having me on.
What should we read into Arkansas being your first stop? Obviously, we have a profound interest in wind energy.
Well, you also have, as every state does, a profound interest in jobs. And what we are identifying here in Arkansas is that you have enormous potential to help be a leader in the country in the manufacturing of wind. I mean, you could go move into other areas as well, but since you've already got a foothold in manufacturing wind turbines, we wanted to come here to really amplify your success and to talk to business leaders about what else they would like to see a national policy put in place that could help them be even more successful and grow and hire more people. So this is part of a national campaign that is led by the Pew Charitable Trusts. It's the Pew Clean Energy Campaign, and it's being led not just by me, but also by Senator John Warner, who's a Republican, so this is a bipartisan effort, and he was the former senator from Virginia. And our goal is to get common sense, pragmatic energy policies through Congress that will help to promulgate the kind of jobs that you've been able to create here in Arkansas.
Well, you have the bully pulpit. To use how? What are the objectives? What are Pew's objectives? They're pretty ambitious.
Well, they are, but they're not unrealistic. There's four things that Pew is asking Congress and hopefully getting others to help ask Congress to pass. One is to get a national renewable energy standard. So, for example, saying that we get as a nation 20% of our energy from renewable sources by the year 2025. Why is that important? Because other countries are in this game and they're in it to win it. Countries like China have very aggressive national standards, and a business owner who's trying to decide right now about where to locate their business in a global economy, they're going to go to the country that creates a market for their products. In the United States, we don't have a national energy policy or a national commitment to renewable energy, and therefore those businesses are not going to decide to come to the United States when given a choice of going to a country that has a better and more aggressive policy. So one is a bite-sized policy of getting some renewable energy commitment in the United States. The president has called actually for an 80% commitment to clean energy by the year 2035. That would be great. Any signal that's sent to the market of those job providers like wind turbine manufacturers or solar panel makers that we are serious as a nation would create a market for them here, and then Arkansas would have an even better opportunity to vie for that. So that's one. The second policy is more electric vehicles and more fuel efficient vehicles to get up to 60 miles per gallon by the year 2025, or to have 25% of the new vehicles sold be electric or plug-in hybrid electric by the year 2020. That's the second policy. The third policy is promoting more industrial energy efficiency. There's a lot of waste heat that's generated in many factories across the country. We want to make sure that that waste heat is captured and used to fuel the actual power in the factory. So that has enormous support in the business community. And then the fourth thing is more investment in research and development if we're really going to lead. And the reason, so those are the four. Now, why do I think this is doable? Because we're not talking about cap and trade, we're not talking about carbon tax, we're talking about policies that have overwhelming support from Democrats and Republicans. We did deep polling. We know that Democrats and Republicans have expressed strong support for a national policy that encourages renewable energy and energy efficiency. So much overwhelming support. 84% of Americans would like to see a national policy. 75% of Republicans would like to see a national energy policy. 63% of Tea Party members would like to see a national energy policy. So these are pragmatic, doable policies that can happen in this Congress.